Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Gamereactor Plays, one that is very special. I'm joined here by Thomas.
Hello guys.
And today, as you can already see, we're taking a look at The Last Guardian, a game that has been under development for something akin to 10 years and is now finally out on PS4 with also a PS4 Pro patch on right now. We're coming to you from about 3 hours into the game. At this point, I am reviewing it, but this is a bit before release and a bit before the embargo, so I haven't played any more than that. Right here at the top of the show, this is a very story-based game, and a game that's probably not 10 hours, so if you don't want anything spoiled about it, well, don't watch. But if you are probably not going to play it or still have an interest in what happens, please watch along. I can set the tone for you quickly right here. Trico and I have been making, this is just large animal here, have been making our way through this weird mythic dungeon of sorts, and we got into this weird circle here, and Trico became very agitated by a mirror that was in this cage right here, and his eyes glowed red, and he attacked me, and so I passed out, and now we've awoken again. The mirror is gone, and Trico is passed out, asleep.
Alright.
We don't know anything more other than... Oh, there's this monologue here. Which is basically, I think, the grown version of the boy talking to himself or narrating this entire experience.
Alright.
So, I already know here what we're going to do, because I just tried this briefly, and that is rolling down his little tail here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So basically the game is, well, a platformer of sorts, but it's mostly about using Trico, which is a large animal, to get to areas that you couldn't reach yourself. So you might it's pretty difficult to describe almost, and it's also difficult to describe graphically, because if you look at textures, for example on the boy, it's not that detailed, but there is an art style here that's very, very beautiful to behold, I think.
Yeah.
And also, and I can say this without blinking, Trico is the most alive animal, or maybe even character, in a video game I have ever seen in my life. And you'll see so as soon as we get him, that he wakes up.
Yeah. I haven't played a lot of the game. You've played a lot of the game. I've only seen trailers and gameplay clips, but I love the way he seems to interact with you.
Yeah.
Constantly acting and reacting to what's happening around him.
It's incredible. It really is unlike anything else. So I think I've seen this in trailers. Again, this is also the first time I'm seeing this. We're introduced, I think, to the enemies. Oh, wait.
Alright, these guys seem kind of eerie.
So what the narrator's voice have sort of revealed beforehand is that we are in this mythical world where men live alongside creatures of folk tales. So this boy comes from a village where apparently he was stolen away, it seems.
The boy.
But yeah, the boy from his village and brought to this place. This place is where Trico and his kin are from.
Right.
But Trico seems to have, well, when you first awaken, he has an armor on. It's like he's been used for combat almost. Right. And you remove his armor, and so you sort of tame him, or maybe remind him
set him free, maybe.
Yeah, set him free from what he was before. So basically what happened when he was affected by the mirror is perhaps that he went back into his old ways. There are ways in this temple of manipulating him to be hostile.
Alright, so some sort of magical energy here.
Yeah, almost, yeah. And you also have this reflective mirror on which you can use as a sort of a tool. When you point it at stuff, he attacks that. So there is ways you can use Trico to, well, I would even argue like to use him like to destroy things basically. So he is a destructive force.
Yeah.
But you're sort of, the bond you create with him is more innocent almost. He wants to protect you. You're his friend. So now we're going to, I think, be forced to get to these hostile suit of armors or stone giants or whatever the damn they are. So let's
the glowy-eyed
guys. Yeah. So here they are. So you have one thing that really annoys me about the game. We can just grab that right now. Is that this is walking pace, and then he has full speed.
Okay, yeah, that was a pretty big difference between those two.
So I
thought.
Oh crap!
Oh snap! Oh well, that was fast. Wow.
I think, by the way, I can get free.
Oh.
I can. Run!
Oh, these guys are creepy. What to do? Trico isn't awake. Oh.
Trico, I can by using R1. See, Trico is alive. See, and you can see his eyes still have that red glow in them, so he's obviously hostile. So now he's scaring he's attacking the armors.
It's his war face.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just pouncing on them. That's both cute and terrifying.
Yeah. By the way,
watch it now.
I'm supposed to. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
You see, very Shadow of the Colossus-esque. Greatly unsettled after the battle with the suits of armor. He's not happy right now.
No.
But I need to get over him.
I have to calm his nerves. Oh.
Well, this is very much about. Yeah, I can pet him. Oh.
Oh, he hasn't got any time for being petted, I guess. Do I have a snack for him? Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, he's the
boy.
various suits of armor. See, I'm petting him slowly.
I will say a lot has been said about the graphical capabilities. Some people have said that this looks like a very pretty PS2 game.
Yes and no.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was gonna say. This is much prettier than that, but it does have this sort of like the finishes, the textures isn't as fine and detailed as, of course, a PS4.
The thing is, look at the way he is acting, like his feathers and the way he stands tall before you.
Yeah.
There is, I think, a beauty to that which is very impressive to me.
This is very beautiful. I like the way everything acts. I like the way the light hits.
Yeah. The lighting and stuff. And if you just freeze frame almost like a shot of this, for instance, then it's very pretty. But it's of course his clothes. Like if you look closely at sort of the moss, or especially there isn't. See, now I'm sort of petting him here.
I think everyone can tell if they're being honest with themselves. A few, what do you call them? Clips.
Yeah.
And a little jerky. Sometimes with like some of these feathers, sometimes they just disappear, or his Trico's thigh just kind of disappear into his feathery stomach.
Yeah.
But it's very, very small details. I'd say what they've captured here is quite beautiful and very, it catches like a beautiful tone.
Yeah.
Adventure.
I would also say that like there is one thing here that like this will come out at the same time as my review, so I can be critical of it. By the way, the music is absolutely fantastic. You see, I've petted him.
It isn't very often we actually find a game that has time to just give you time to feel this in your own pace.
And most of the time, it's okay, buddy. It's okay, my friend. Like the way he is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. The thing is, the tale of Last Guardian is the tale of duality, because at one hand it's gorgeous and atmospheric and heartfelt and deep. At the same time, it's also janky and clunky and doesn't react mechanically to the way you expect it to.
No.
And that's an issue, and it's going to be. I think if you don't appreciate like the subtle narrative there, then the mechanical stuff is going to annoy the shit out of you.
Yeah, okay.
But if you fall in love with Trico and you fall in love with the world, then it's easier to forgive, maybe. But some players out there,
I'd say that's the cutting. That's where you divide the two. As you say, it's probably a little polarizing, this game, because it isn't pacing you through action. It isn't telling you a very direct narrative. It's letting you experience the feeling of being in this room with this giant creature, it's letting you explore everything at your own pace.
Yeah.
And getting to know your new friend here you don't know anything about. It's very magical, very innocent.
Very innocent.
And you know, that's a lot of people's not their cup of tea.
No.
Sort of pacing.
It's not what they want.
This reminds me a lot of things I love, like old movies from the '80s, the never-ending story.
This is Falcor. It's basically Falcor.
Yeah. It's the same idea, at least, or concept.
Yeah.
Done something completely new with, of course, with a new setting and everything. That's cute. It reminds me of my old dog. So it really gets under my skin in major ways, and I've been sitting here looking at this for maybe, 6 minutes now?
Yeah.
And
It is something
I really love this. I have no idea where this is going, but I'm loving it.
Me neither. You can, by the way, you can borrow this from me. It's a disc, so you can borrow this from me after.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Because this is not. The thing is, it's funny because our Portuguese editor Ricardo said something very cool about this. Is that he's reviewing the game internationally for Gamereactor.
Yeah.
He said, "This is not a game that I would urge you to purchase and play right away, but it is a game that he would urge everyone to play someday."
That's a nice way of
And
putting it.
I think that's very nice because it has such emotional resonance, but it doesn't have that, same thing as if a new Call of Duty game comes out or something like that, where it's like, you should play this right now, or The Last of Us.
Because we really tuned the graphics and everything's the ultimate, latest, greatest.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's kind of... And by the way, one thing that I really enjoy it for example, as in a like right here, is that there is no tutorials. You go where you feel like you need to go.
I saw you got a prompt earlier. Well, not a prompt.
That's all. That's all you basically can have. Yeah, but this is not telling. This is not telling me that I should descend.
No.
This just tells me that I can descend, and it's probably, knowing the game, it's probably not what I'm supposed to do.
Oh.
Funny enough. But we can try. We can definitely try. And by the way, the funny thing is, I can't do what the game tells me that I can do.
Oh, okay. So it just registered you were on a ledge.
Yeah,
you might be able to do that.
It almost never tells you where you're supposed to go, or what. For instance, like being here, like this cliffside right here.
Doesn't appear to be any obvious way to progress from here.
No. That's the thing. I'm probably going to have to go here.
Yeah.
And Trico will have to help me get there.
Yeah.
But there's...
I love his head just sticking in and like that.
By the way, I do think actually maybe it is this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is. So I have to crawl on his head.
Do we know what the boy's name is? Or
nope,
is that...
Nope.
That's an unknown.
Yeah, that's an unknown factor. Which I think is pretty... is possibly for the best, because he, like... The thing is, you care deeply about the relationship between he and Trico, but it's not him that makes that relationship interesting. It's Trico.
Yeah.
So he could be anyone. See, now he doesn't want to. So for
that's fine. We're the audience experiencing this through this avatar.
That's the thing, and also sometimes I can during my 3-4 hours of play, I can sometimes just stand here and look at how he reacts to me, and the way he bats his ears, and it's an amazing character to be around, in a way, and I really, really appreciate it for that. The thing is, now we're left with another question mark as to, now this is really dark, where am I supposed to go? You don't know. No. Most of the time you honestly have no clue. No clue. Which I think is kind of amazing, almost. It can be annoying. For instance, we're making a Gamereactor Plays video, and we're stuck most of the time.
Yeah, we kind of want to show you progression, but really we're here to just talk about it. In an age where TV series, movies, and games are constantly trying to please you, I find this beautiful, and, this day and age is kind of unique.
It is, kind of unique.
Well, it's been done hundreds of times through history, but, in other works where they let you arrive at the conclusion yourself, or
it's true.
A way of storytelling, or a game lets you experience something and then you realize, and then you know what to do, instead of the game telling you or giving you a mini map, or giving you button prompts.
The thing about
that.
the thing about game narratives most of the time is that games do not have the luxury of being subtle most of the time.
No.
It has to be like in game narratives. There's a lot of exposition. There's a lot of dialogue, and there's a lot of mechanical prompts to make sure that the player is moving forward in the correct way. But the thing is,
the audience won't get distracted. They won't get bored. We gotta please him. We gotta rub him the right way. We gotta pet him. We gotta give him cool explosions.
So the kind of fun thing is that for I think 10 minutes now, no one has said anything. There's been no music. There has been no narrative other than the narrative you build yourself, which I think is a very rare thing. The last time I experienced this is only once this year, and that's basically Inside from Playdead.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I can remember that a game really tells a very deep story without telling it, or at least telling it on the nose, like for instance, like Call of Duty. That's about people talking to you, asking you to perform a task, and you completing it, and then having some kind of reaction.
I haven't played the entire game, but I started the game and I played it for 2.5 hours. And you are given a soldier guy, and he will now be your soldier guy.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of physical action.
Yeah.
But you don't really, at that point at least, we're talking about the campaign, of course, 2.5 hours, and you don't really know who these people are. You just know you're an Earthling, and Earth is being attacked by people from space. So of course you try to defend your home. And that's kind of the game.
That's it, yeah.
The game gives you an obvious reason and lets you lose, but in a very strict narrative and very strict levels.
Yeah.
Really.
So by the way, you just crawl off the chain into the open, and the Furukawa's music sort of creeps in, and you can hear the wind in the trees, and you look up at like this colossus here. I mean, this is so strikingly beautiful.
Yeah.
That this is something that could move you, I think. Like
definitely.
Properly move you.
I'm actually feeling something right now. At least I'm just.
It's rare. Like it's rare. It is genuinely
really,
rare.
It's well. It might be hard for people listening to us right now to not just hear a lot of snobby know-it-all about storytelling or how things should be. But I'm just gonna talk from my point of view. I'm a movie guy. I love when stories have the respect for their audience.
Yeah.
I
agree.
To think that their audience actually has the capacity to think for themselves.
Yeah, and to understand. Yeah.
And to let them just be for a while and let us feel what the F is going on. And this is all that. But it is gonna split the audience in two. It's gonna split them in those who think, what, nothing happens in this game, or they just don't have the time for waiting for stuff to happen.
No, okay. Yeah, but I agree.
Okay.
See, we got Trico with us now.
Mm-hmm.
See, now he's sort of like, I have an R1 button where I can always call him.
Yeah.
And that sort of prompts him a response, or at least prompts him to pay attention to me and what I'm doing. Oh, I love this.
Oh.
I think he's chasing butterflies now, by the way. I think that's...
I love that face.
Yeah.
The face, they really captured something beautiful right there. Very simple, but with lots of nuances.
And just, I can be completely enthralled by this sometimes. It's the first game, I think, in a long while where I find it increasingly annoying mechanically, but there are moments such as this, by the way, where I'm like, when have I ever experienced this? If ever.
It feels like complete interactivity between you, your friend here, and the environment, and what's going on in the environment. And that's just beautiful to behold.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Because usually, as living or free roaming as a game can feel, you can, if you know what to look for, observe game mechanics at work.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a lot of that here, but there are moments where I seem to forget that this is a programmed game.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
It just feels like you and Trico
he feels very alive.
Well, of course, not to say I can't see the
No. Yeah, the pixels moving about. It's not the same, but that's not the nature of true immersion.
That becomes completely irrelevant if you enjoy what we're
that's the
enjoying
thing.
right now.
True immersion is not about forgetting that you're playing a game. It's about forgiving that you're playing a game. at like not caring, knowing but not caring. I think.
Believe
What are you?
he's
What is he
trying to get his
doing?
head in. He reminds me of my old dog. He used to get his head stuck between sofa cushions.
Yeah, a mysterious aroma hung in the air. It's doing something to Trico. See, now he has a yellow light, but I can grip this.
Oh, so Trico got stimulated by the smell.
Yeah. Also, the game begins with you. Sometimes you find these blue barrels that you feed him to.
You feed to him.
Yeah, and he eats these barrels because that. I think. Oh, by the way, now we're moving him about.
Yeah.
So that I can climb him. Maybe now he's going to stick his head in there because he wants that aroma.
Oh.
And now, but there's also a path up here. So let's see what's in here.
But I love, just to wrap that up, I love the simplicity of this. And it isn't...
It is very simple.
It is very simple. There's really nothing advanced going on here either. Well, other than, of course, the game functioning. But, what I'm experiencing, the feelings I'm experiencing is just... I want to explore, and I feel a simple and strong friendship with this being I don't really understand.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's the strength.
Simple thing, and it reminds me of being a child, not really understanding a lot of the world, not really knowing how other people think or how the world functions.
I agree.
Just having open eyes and trying to experience everything.
I completely agree, and I think that's going to be at least like people have been waiting 10 years for this.
Yeah.
And the saving
if they're still on board, they're gonna love this.
Yeah. The saving grace is going to be whether you find this very personal relationship interesting enough to forgive that the game as a game does not function as well as some of the other games, the big games that are coming out this fall. Basically, is that you're gonna find a lot more mechanical fine tuning in other games than this, but this game can offer you something quite different, and I would also argue quite a lot more powerful.
As a storyteller, this is so much more powerful to me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. That doesn't necessarily make it a greater game or a better experience, but I will say this will probably stay with me. If you ask me 4 years from now, hey, do you remember The Last Guardian?
Yeah.
I will remember the sensation and the tone of it, the feeling of just being in these places.
Yeah, I agree.
With your alien friend here. But I actually like what you said, the Portuguese editor said, because it doesn't really feel... I can see myself growing tired of not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Turning it off and then returning to it the next weekend, maybe a week later.
There is not, at least there's not the sense of urgency that there is when a game like Watch Dogs 2 comes out and you're like, oh, I couldn't imagine playing anything else. It's a very, like, a lot of big, like, for instance, big fall games come out and they're very much like a game of the moment. That's what we played this fall. But then again, going back to Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, those games are very much games that people continue to play for years and years and years and years, and that, like a Reddit thread that can continuously continue to spread for, oh, now I finally got around to playing Eco. It was completely amazing. I didn't understand what was going on, but I completely mined the game for narrative clues and stuff like that. It's very much like that's what defines an evergreen, or at least a game that's more about having that experience once that feels very magical to you and otherworldly in a good way.
To me, this is the difference between a fling or physical attraction and true love.
I love that analogy as well. I think that's going to serve you really well.
You know, Call of Duty and these Battlefield as well, maybe Watch Dogs as well.
Yeah.
These are very sexy, very the latest and the greatest and the sharpest and the best and the fastest. But this has a constant feeling of timelessness.
And I also think people are going to forget they're going to forget the graphical stuff. But we'll see. So I think this is a good way to end, also to completely not spoil anything else for people. This game is out on PlayStation 4 exclusively on December 7th here in Europe, our review will post at the same time at this video, which is December 5th at 1600 CET. So if you're watching this video, please navigate towards the review on your Gamereactor site of choice. Thank you so much for joining me, Thomas. This has been The Last Guardian. We're out.